which is a lot of the reason why I wasn't down with the majority of these protests in the last 2 years, was because a lot of it was accompanied by violence. And I physically saw it going down. And so in many ways, I was like, listen, even if you're fighting police brutality, you don't fight police brutality with more brutality.
Sure.
You don't fight racism with more racism.
Yeah.
And so that was the point where, in a way, it's almost like that easy idea that you and I were probably taught as kids, which is treat others how you would like to be treated.
Right.
An eye for an eye makes the world blind. And these are simple concepts, which I think, surprisingly, a lot of people just have not really put it to a test and put it to work, because they're trying to fight the thing by doing the same thing.
Sure. Yeah. So I think that's complicated because people are more, and I have compassion over this. I have a lot of compassion over this. I think people are more influenced and controlled by the media than they think they are, which I do have compassion
100%.
It's not easy, especially
100%.
Depending on the economic circumstance you're in, where you were raised, what's going on. It's fascinating to see. They don't understand that the information they're consuming is just a very small portion of it. And I'm talking left and right here. I'm not.
Yeah.
If anyone feels like if anyone's listening to this and thinking I'm singling out one side or you lean this way or that way, I'm not. Talking about war being primarily pushed by the Bush administration, and then
sure
you turn to the next administration, Obama didn't jump to necessarily stop it, and then of course there's everything with the Snowden whistleblowing that talked about the massive surveillance that essentially Obama okayed. So
he started 8 wars in his presidency. Right. That's one for every year that he was in office.
Not a fan on either side there, and
nobody talks about that.
I think I have compassion over that. And so I understand why if someone feels like there's a foot on their neck, they're going to try and take a fork and stab the foot. I understand that.
Sure.
I think that we as the people have more power than that. We just don't know where to put it, to your point, concerted effort, but it's hard to have a concerted effort if you don't really know where to start. In my opinion, so I feel like I have compassion over that. So I wouldn't necessarily condemn anyone who did it, although I would maybe consider, here's the alternate, in my opinion. And the alternate is, if you don't like the system, let's band together and create a new system.
Right.
And just check out Greece. It's really fascinating. And they kind of piggybacked on the Occupy movement, which is also fascinating. It's the people taking power, and in some sort of sense, it didn't really last or whatever. But I think that is the true alternative, is saying, okay, this exists. Let's create this and start empowering this. And I really don't think it's the left or the right. I don't even necessarily know that I think it's someone like a libertarian, maybe that I even mostly aligned with, getting into the system. Maybe that's a start. Maybe they could go work from the inside, but I think it is entirely another system. And that's I think that the Democrats and the Republicans are so afraid of this, so much so that it seemingly seems like, and I don't care if you're a Bernie supporter or a Bernie hater, that's not the point of this comment. It seemed like the Democrats would have rather had Donald Trump win than Bernie Sanders, or maybe not Donald Trump, but would have rather had the Republican Party win than Bernie Sanders. With the level of suppression that happened to Bernie within the Democratic Party, and the numbers,
but not over Trump, though. I think
just over the Republican Party, right? Because they didn't know post the primaries, right? But it seemed like, and maybe not Democrats, but the Democratic Party. It's fascinating to see the way that they conducted the prelims. And the Democratic convention, nomination, how they handled it was Hillary, right?
Yeah.
Versus Bernie, and really, really, really seemed to suppress Bernie's candidacy. Devotion to the deep state over even leftism versus rightism, as it seems, right? And so I find that all really fascinating and very supportive of the idea that they want this system to exist. And yes, maybe it's left, maybe it's right. Maybe they really do despise the other side to some extent. But fascinating things that lend me to believe that the system in existence of itself, and even protest of, isn't going to solve the problem. It's going to be, we need a new system, and we need to make it.
So,
or revolution, of
right,
some extent, which
which,
I don't know what that looks like. And
well, I think a lot of
yeah,
these movements think that they are starting their own revolution in many ways. I don't think
right,
there's much of a difference in their mentality as to I mean, I've spoken to these people, some of them, obviously not all, in the movements, and it seems like, in many ways they word it as if like this is our time, as in
sure,
like it's time for us to turn the table over and get what's ours. And
a lot,
so,
yeah,
in a way, that's a lot of a revolution type energy coming through. And on a personal level, I would definitely say that just like you, I'm neither left nor right. If anything, I'd be considered an independent. And I do believe that majority of people fall in that category. I think when you're on either sides of the extreme, when you're the ultimate patriot or you're just trying to take down America no matter what, I believe the majority of people don't fall in those categories. I think the
right.
majority of people are like you and I, who are trying to be reasonable. We're trying to live our own lives while still respecting our fellow neighbor. I believe that's where most people fall in. And so,
All right, thanks for watching this clip from Appropriate Culture. If you want to watch the full episode, go ahead and check out us at appropriateculture.com. You can also check us out on social media platforms at Appropriate Culture. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.